We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. Today's reading, October 23, The Recruits, Part 1. Your people will offer themselves willingly on the day you lead your forces on the holy mountains. From the womb of the morning, like dew, your youth will come to you. Psalm 110, verse 3. Stephen Ambrose, the biographer of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, described how Eisenhower intentionally chose young, inexperienced, but highly trained troops for the assault on Normandy, D-Day, in World War II. He knew that experienced soldiers are terrified soldiers, cognizant from experience of what a bullet can do. On the other hand, younger troops, full of youthful bluster, are much more willing to march into withering fire. Ambrose observed that there is something to be said for inexperience. In one stirring line, Psalm 110 describes the army recruited by the Messiah for his divine mission, and as today's text reveals, the messianic recruits are young. Quote, on the day you, the Messiah, lead your forces, armies, on the holy mountain, like dew, your youth will come to you. End quote. What a thrilling prospect, living as we are on the eve and edge of eternity. The words of this ancient prophecy are a prediction that in the Messiah's last offensive on earth, like the morning dew, the young will flock to him. I love that promise. Having the privilege of watching young adults up close on a university campus, thousands of them over the years, I humbly wish to attest to the wisdom of a Messiah who would heavily recruit among the young. Their refreshing blend of idealism with the savvy realism of this generation, the combination of their value clarification with a strong desire to commit to something worth dying for, creates a potential army of raw and yet refined recruits who are ready for mobilization. No wonder a century ago these words were written, quote, with such an army of workers as our youth, rightly trained, might furnish, how soon the message of a crucified, risen, and soon coming Savior might be carried to the whole world. How soon might the end come, the end of suffering and sorrow and sin. Education, page 271. You see, it's true. Wise generals have learned that when you're in a war, young, inexperienced, but highly trained recruits are the ones you choose to move to the front lines if you wish to accelerate your mission and complete it successfully. General Eisenhower was on to something. So is the Messiah, and so must the chosen be. Now more than ever, the young. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen.